If you ask a StarCraft 2 fan to tell you about idra, you'll probably hear either about his bad manners, or about his rage quits, or maybe about balance whining. However, many people actually forget that idra used to be the very best player from the United States of America. In this story, we'll take a look at how idra was performing in GSL, the most prestigious and difficult tournament in the history of StarCraft 2. Idra's story in StarCraft started from Brood War, and not only was he one, if not the greatest American player, he was also a part of the Korean team CJ Entos, and he spent a significant time in South Korea. This unique experience certainly boosted his career in StarCraft 2, and from the early days of a new game, he would try to conquer GSL and become the first foreigner to win a premier Korean tournament. This pretty much already explains why he had the best shot amongst all other foreigners. His first GSL run happened in 2010. The tournament used to have a different system and you had to go through a single elimination bracket. idra quickly outplayed his first turn opponent and then met a Protoss player Netty. This player was also a veteran of Brood War scene, but with no significant achievements. StarCraft 2 was also a very new game, and this is why you would always see some ridiculous strategies happening in 2010 and 2011, something you only see in Silver or Gold League nowadays. In Game 1, idra went for Mass Roaches and Burrow against Stalkers and Immortals, but thanks to his economic advantage, he secured himself his first point against Netty.
Wow, and it looks like our Protoss might be in a little bit of trouble here. There's a ton of Roaches coming in, and they are just so good, man. No force fields up to help block these off.
And the Colossus is going to spawn right here in the middle of this.
He's going to have to be very, very careful. Look at that, burrowing the Roaches to flank out some of these. This is beautiful. Pure Roach play by idra. Just really using this to his advantage when he got this huge clump of units after killing off the rush attack by Lotzi Prime.
The Colossus, he can escape over this back ledge. No, he can't. And the Roaches are just dominating, and it's unfortunate that he had to have his Robo Base in this location. He's trying to get 2 more Immortals out because those things come out a little bit faster, but Lynx come in here, and I think this is GG.
Wow.
EG idra taking the win.
In Game 2, Netty showed some cool mind games by placing a Robo and letting idra scout it, and then switching to a proxy Stargate that caught idra completely off guard.
He's getting a Hydralisk then. Then Hydra just GG's, there it is.
Game 3 was much better than the previous two combined, and starting from the early pressure by Netty, it then went into a big macro battle that was super close between those two players.
More Broodlords on the way. He does have Void Rays out.
Void Ray's a good counter to Broods, but there's a lot of Hydras in there as well.
He does cast Corruption on the Void Rays.
Wow, such good play here.
Oh my god.
Absolutely amazing play by both players. I'm so impressed. idra may just run him over despite this great economy that we see from Lotse Prime.
That's idra macro. That's what we're talking about here. Nice harassment here. idra's still unaware of this base the entire time. I have to talk to him about this after this game. About keeping your Overlords everywhere, because everything else he's done beautifully.
No Hydras left. A nice counterattack here by idra, but no Hydras left with the main army. So these Void Rays actually maybe just crushing the rest of this army.
They're going to melt these Broodlords, but he doesn't have enough Roaches to take out this cannon. So he's going to take out... There's only a matter of time before idra spots this expansion over here.
A lot of units come down. I think idra's going to go up to kill the pylon, find out there's an expansion, kill that expansion, and for Lotse, you're going to lose a base.
Lotse's going to lose a base. He could get the... He's got a lot of Void Rays.
Yeah, in fact, he does. And along with Colossus, Hydra's getting destroyed by Colossus, warping in a bunch more units. idra in a lot of trouble here. So many Stalkers, and with these Void Rays, I don't know what unit composition he can make right now to actually take out this army.
idra, it all came down to this hidden expansion. He just didn't know about it, and I think now he's actually going to lose this game. He chased his opponent all the way across the map, and GG, idra's out of the tournament. Wow.
That is a huge upset.
Sadly, this was a quick and abrupt ending for the American player, but this was understandable to some degree. StarCraft 2 was novel for everybody, and you needed some time to figure it out. The next round for idra was an improvement. He once again started with clear sweeps, eliminating 2 turn players. The games were pretty straightforward, but then he faced Zenio, a very promising player who would later become part of Team Liquid. It's not a secret that ZVZ was always a problem for idra, and this was the second most unstable matchup in Wings of Liberty, only behind PvP. Unfortunately for idra, he dropped 2 maps in a row and got eliminated from GSL once again. idra nevertheless was quite relentless in his pursuit to conquer GSL, and he got into the Season 3 of the same year. This time the bracket was even more stacked, and he started off against Choa, not to be confused with Choya, a different player. It was a fine set with a couple of cheeses, but idra managed to hold under the pressure. But next he would be matched against MVP, a legendary Wings of Liberty player. This would be really tough macro games between them. However, idra was still slightly short of MVP. After 3 attempts, idra wasn't getting the results he probably wished for. Around the same time, he would take a decisive victory at MLG, but it was still too tough for him in South Korea. However, with the next season, GSL introduced a new format that switched from playoff bracket to group stages. idra would enroll once again, and this attempt was much more successful. Those groups seemed like no sweat, with no particular scary players except for Jinro, and idra made it from the second place. The second group stage was pretty much the same, and idra looked like a favorite there, so he once again was able to advance forward. Even though all the games were only best of 1, idra managed to win all of his matches and didn't fall against any kind of cheesy tactics, something that he really hated in StarCraft 2. But in the playoffs, he suddenly faced Jinro once again, a Swedish Terran player and also the only other foreigner that made it so far in GSL. It is guaranteed that at least one foreign player would be in the semifinals, so who would become victorious? Game 1 started with a roach pressure, something that was not really common from idra, as he was well known for his adherence to strictly macro-oriented playstyles. And after his initial attack, the game went on and idra secured himself an advantage and then was able to crush Jinro in the late game.
Now idra moving up, he has a ton of units, he is maxed out at 200 supply, Jinro at 161, and idra's just gonna go for it, just running in so many banelings. If he can hit the Marines with those, the Mutalisks can clean up the rest, and idra taking his lead into what may be a very quick victory here against Jinro. Oh my god, his Mutalisks absolutely destroying everything Jinro has at the expansion, and Jinro's gonna have a hard time. More banelings rolling up the ramp, and if he can float over these barracks tasteless, it's hard to imagine anything popping out that can actually take out this huge Mutalisk swarm.
No, he's taking out the factory. That means no more Thors, no more siege tanks. Baneling's gonna be too strong.
GG!
There it is!
idra takes
GG.
down game 1.
However, the rest of the games were quite different, and Jinro followed up with an aggressive bunker rush.
Oh, that's going to be very annoying for idra to deal with. Bringing his drones down, he's going to want to target those SCVs down as low as he can possibly get them. May want to move his drones around to micro that a little bit better, and he has got to kill off some SCVs. That is the annoying part of this build, and down comes some Zerglings as well. Can he get the SCVs?
This SCV just out of range, it looks like.
And the drone gets one of them.
Now all the Zerglings have to do is carve a hole here where the bunker is, but GG. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa, that was quick.
Then he went for a very creative push timing on a map with a super small rush distance between main bases.
So
okay, now
getting ready. Some banelings and Zerglings with a few Mutalisks as well coming through here. Siege tanks are not clumped, or they're not sieged, and well,
nice splitting
not
here.
doing what idra wants, I think.
Oh, whoa. That might have just cost idra the game.
But he does take out
tanks.
siege tanks.
He just needs to get that SCV in the make of the bunker. He did not get it.
Yeah, not looking at that right now. Taking the siege tanks is quite huge, but Jinro coming right up here. idra is morphing banelings, but they're going a bit slow. Jinro finds them, runs up stims, takes out those banelings while they morph. And idra, he is pumping a lot of Zerglings right now, but this is going to be rough. These Marines have 1-1 already, and idra with no upgrades on his Zerglings. We may be seeing a GG.
I think that's going to be GG, I was about to say.
idra is in a bad spot here.
These positions for Zerg if they lose their main. And Jinro doing a diss, drops the mule.
That's right.
And
I wonder if that wasn't supposed to be a scan.
No, that was probably a
You think that was a diss?
I think that was absolutely a diss, Artosis. Now, Muta's coming out now. He is chasing him back. Actually, I got to hand it to him. But I think with these additional Marines coming in here, that's going to be a GG.
Jinro takes down game 3.
And these unusual strategies really drove idra mad, up to a point that he decided to go for a drone rush in the decisive 4th game, and Jinro was able to counter that almost perfectly.
Coming up the ramp! Alright, there's no Marine out right now. Here come the drones as well. Gonna target down that SCV. Jinro in a lot of trouble. He's gonna bring all his SCVs up
Hydra
here.
cheesing. He's got a reputation for never ever doing this. For trash out now, he's in the game. That the Marine is going to die right when he comes out. It's actually going to be a very sad.
That is the point.
We know the animation for the Marine making it StarCraft 2. It's going to be a pretty sad moment for him. Here come the SCVs. Now he's got to get this Marine out.
He just wants a Marine out. He is making a bunker behind his Marine, behind his mineral line, and it's all going to come down. Can that Marine get into that bunker?
It's getting close. Oh!
The 5 hit point Marine gets into the bunker, and Idra just targeting the command center.
He's trying to get those SCVs to turn around or force it to lift or do something, anything.
Will he get the Marine? No! This is coming down so much to Mike right now. Jinro building a second bunker. He wants to move that forward, the Marine. More Zerglings have hit the base, Tasteless.
Looks like the bunker's going to get done. I think if this bunker gets done, Hydra's going to lose this. Because, of course, he has no drones mining back at home, so there's really no way to recover there. It's GG. A 3-1 victory.
Sadly for idra, he only finished in top 8 this time, but it was already a big progress compared to all previous attempts. However, idra was seriously frustrated with the state of the Zerg race in this game. And to tell the truth, in early Wings of Liberty, Zerg was indeed quite weak compared to Terran and Protoss, and only few players such as Nasty could dominate the tournaments. Eventually, idra chose to go back to the United States after staying 3 years in Korea if we count from his Brood War days. From now on, he focused on American and European tournaments, but that's the story you can learn in this video that we made a long time ago. Thanks for watching, have a nice day and see you next time.